I'd like to share two factors that I think are really, really important when it comes to understanding authentic godly love. These aren't the only two factors, not at all, but I think these are particularly relevant for us these days. The first one is this: love is sacrificial. In Romans chapter 5, verse 8, we have these words, "But God showed his great love for us by sending Christ to die for us while we were still sinners." Does God love us? Yes, he does. How do we know that he loves us? Because Jesus died for us. Authentic love is sacrificial. We find this standard of sacrifice utilized to explain how a husband should love his wife. This is in Ephesians chapter 5. It says, "Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church." Well, how did Christ love the church? It goes on in the passage and it tells us he gave up his life for her. Real love, I know this is not easy, but real love is sacrificial. I initially wrote what I'm talking to you about on this video regarding love in response to a question about the love of a pastor for the church. The love of the pastor for the church should be, and believe me, I know this isn't easy. It should be, though, a love that's willing to sacrifice for their good, for the good of these people, the church. This is hard. Believe me, this is incredibly challenging, I know. And please understand, I'm not saying I have this down, in some perfect manner. I'm just saying to you, I think that this would be true and biblically consistent. Real love is sacrificial. And that's why if someone is a pastor of a church and the person just thinks of it as a job, like, this is my job, this is how I earn a living, I go and I'm a pastor of this church over here, that's the wrong person to be a pastor. That person will not love the church in the way that God expects. So real love is sacrificial, and then love is obedient to God's truth. Because see, one of the best things that a pastor can do for the church is to faithfully, honestly model and proclaim God's truth. And again, believe me, I know sometimes God's truth is not easy. Boy, do I know this. I can't stress that enough. Sometimes the truth is just really hard. And it's possible that speaking God's truth will it'll make some people in the church, it'll make some people uncomfortable. You know what? More than uncomfortable, the truth might make some folks angry, like jump up and down and throw a fit, angry. And again, I'm standing here and I want you to know this is incredibly difficult for me personally. It doesn't sound all the way, just tell the truth, doesn't sound that hard, but I'm wired up in such a way that I always want everybody to just be happy and things are rolling along smoothly, and I want things to be nice and pleasant. Isn't pleasant a good thing? Let's just all get along and everything's wonderful. But sometimes when God's truth is declared, people aren't happy about it. The faithful pastor, the pastor who actually loves the church, this is love. The pastor who loves the church will speak the truth anyhow.